I've got a wee drum with me. It's I've had it for a long time. Anne and the girls bought it for me for Father's Day years and years ago, long time ago. And it could have stayed on the wall, just hanging off a nail, a conversation piece. But I started to use it in these workshops I was doing in schools. And the children seemed to like the sound of the drum. And I've been using it ever since. So this is a song that began as a drum song, and it's about a bit of missing history. I'll try and keep it brief because I know you want to get out of here before midnight. And it's called the Reiver and the Gael. Now, I'm sure everyone knows what a Gael is. It's almost a word that predates the word Irish. And but a Reiver, it's maybe a different thing. If you went out to the corner of Castle Street and High Street with a wee board, a clipboard, and you ask people questions, hello, I'm doing some marketing. Can you tell me what a Reiver is? Everyone would probably ask to hear the word again. But the word comes from the borders of England and Scotland from about 1300 up to 1600 and beyond. These were people were known as reivers, and it means to take stuff, right? To take stuff. It's even where the word bereaved comes from. That's where the word comes from. So it means that someone has visited your stronghold or your farm, and they've taken your sheep, they've taken maybe some of your relations hostage, or they've taken your life, which is pretty serious. And many of them had names like Graham, Armstrong, Elliot, Maxwell, Kerr, Irvine, Hume, Huddleston, Robston. And the families and these clans, were all intermingled on the borders. Not only did they work together at times, they also worked as mercenaries, and they also feuded amongst each other. They were involved in all forms of larceny. Sheep stealing and cattle rustling is really quite mild. They would have been involved in protection rackets, blackmail, murder, quite often. And they were great horsemen and probably horsewomen too. And they could turn up at your house in a small group of maybe 10 people, but they could also appear at a battle in numbers as great as 3,000. So they a clan could raise these kind of numbers of people. Anyway, when Queen Elizabeth I died, all mayhem broke out on the borders because there was no law. And by the time King James VI of Scotland became the king, King James I, as in the gunpowder plot, Guy Fawkes, we're talking about that period of time, 1603 onward. He decided that he wanted to join the two parts of the island together. So he introduced a thing he euphemistically called the pacification. The way when you pacify a child. Except it meant hangings, drownings, because that was cheaper, expulsions, taking people's land, confiscating land, putting people in prison, and forcing them, in many cases, to this wonderful part of the world, right? Whether they wanted to come or not. So essentially, a lot of people came here in that gap between Queen Elizabeth dying and the beginning of the plantation, also including the end of the 9 Years' War. And that's another vital part of it, but it would take you too long to talk about that aspect. And it's terribly serious. So, but a lot of people don't realize that when the Reivers came here, they didn't come here with any denomination. Technically or nominally, they were all Catholic because they hadn't encountered Protestantism. So that when they arrived here, over time, over the next 400 years, they ended up on both sides of what was to be the conflict in the Troubles. And yet, if you asked anyone about this story, they probably wouldn't be able to tell you it. Unless, for some reason, their grandfather or their great-grandfather had passed the knowledge on, you know. So it's I would say it is a vital part of our history, you know. And then, towards the end of the story, not the end of the story, but part of the story, we'll go back to 1998, where you had David Trimble shaking hands with John Hume. Now, Hume was a big Reiver name, more in the Northumbria direction. And Trimble was originally Turnbull, both Reiver names. So it's kind of ironic when you see that image. Shaking hands with ourselves. Okay, so I'll sing you the song now. So, the Reiver and the Gael. Down the silken valley we wend our merry way. The jangle of the stirrup, the burning of the hay, the rattle of the swords now, the armour we have on. The wind blows off the hillside as we ride to meet the dawn. Tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay-ay. Tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay now, boys. Oh, tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay now. The Reiver and the Gael, we're fit to trod the land now. We're fit to take your life like Vikings up on horseback. Take care your lovely wife. We leap across the borders and now we cross the sea. King James, he wants to hang us, but in Ireland we are free. Tiddly-ay-hum, tiddly-ay-ay. Tiddly-ay-hum, tiddly-ay now, boys. Oh, tiddly-ay-hum, tiddly-ay now. The Reiver and the Gael. Ha! Tiddly-ay-lum, tiddly-ay-lay-la. Tiddly-ay-lum, tiddly-ay-lay-la. Tiddly-ay-lum, tiddly-ay-lay-la. Tiddly-ay-lum, tiddly-ay-lay-lo. Tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay-ay. Tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay now, boys. Oh, tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay now. The Reiver and the Gael. It's hard to change our ways now, 300 years or more. Sent to farm in Ireland, or King James as a warrior. The moon is on the moorland, we know the way to go. Through the misty sunlight, her riding through the snow. Tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay-ay. Tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay now, boys. Oh, tiddly-ay-um, tiddly-ay now. The Reiver and the Gael. The Reiver and the Gael. Oh, 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 oh. So there you are. There you go. The Reiver and the Gael.